Walking every day but still tripping over nothing. You feel it. That split second when your foot catches, when your balance wobbles, when you grab for the wall even though you just finished your morning walk. And the advice never changes. Walk more. Stay active. Keep moving. But here is what no one is telling you. The repetitive motion of walking, done the way most seniors do it, is not building the deep stabilizer muscles that prevent falls. It is masking their decline. And every step you take without activating those muscles is another day closer to the stumble that does not end with a close call. This is not about effort. You are putting in the effort. This is about why that effort is not translating into the stability you were promised. Because walking, as it turns out, is not enough. And in some cases, it is making things worse. If you have been walking daily for months or even years, and you still feel unsteady, if your legs feel heavy even though your heart rate barely rises, if your doctor keeps telling you to walk but your confidence keeps dropping, then you need to understand what is happening beneath the surface. The problem is not your commitment. The problem is the movement pattern itself. And once you see why, you will never approach your daily routine the same way again. The issue begins with something called motor patterning. When you walk the same route at the same pace every single day, your body becomes extraordinarily efficient at that one specific task. Efficiency sounds good, but in this context, efficiency means your nervous system has learned to complete the movement using the absolute minimum number of muscle fibers necessary. Your body is trying to conserve energy, but the muscles it chooses to conserve are the small, deep stabilizers around your hips, ankles, and core. The ones that fire in milliseconds when you step on an uneven surface, the ones that catch you when you pivot unexpectedly. Those muscles require variability to stay active. They need unpredictable challenges. They need your nervous system to say, I do not know what is coming next, so I better keep all systems online. But when you walk the same flat, predictable path every morning, your nervous system says, I know this route, I can do this on autopilot, and it shuts those stabilizers down. You are moving, but you are not training the systems that prevent falls. And here is the part that makes this truly dangerous. You feel like you are doing something. Your heart rate goes up a little. You get outside. You check the box. So when you trip on the edge of a rug 3 hours later, it feels random. But it is not random. It is the predictable outcome of a movement routine that has been lulling your stabilizer muscles to sleep for months. This is the walking trap. High repetition, low variation, zero challenge to the neuromuscular systems that matter most for balance. And it is why someone can walk 5 miles a day and still fall getting out of a chair. Now let me show you what is happening inside your legs while you walk. When you walk on flat ground at a steady pace, the primary muscles doing the work are your hip flexors and your quadriceps. These are large superficial muscles. They are strong. They are designed for endurance, and they are very good at moving your leg forward in a straight line. But they are not designed to stabilize you. That job belongs to a different set of muscles. Your gluteus medius, your hip external rotators, your peroneals along the outside of your lower leg, your posterior tibialis on the inside of your ankle. These are your stabilizers, and they only activate under specific conditions. When you step sideways, when you step backward, when you change direction quickly, when the ground is uneven, when you are on one leg longer than expected. None of those conditions exist during a typical senior walking routine. So those muscles sit idle, and when a muscle sits idle for long enough, it does not just get weaker, it gets neurologically disconnected. Your brain stops sending signals to it efficiently. The communication pathway degrades, and when you suddenly need that muscle, when you step off a curb wrong, or when someone bumps into you at the grocery store, your brain sends the signal, but the muscle responds late. Or not at all. That delay is the difference between catching yourself and hitting the ground. And you cannot fix that delay by walking more. You can only fix it by reactivating the pathway, by teaching your brain to talk to those muscles again. And that requires a completely different kind of movement. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine you are walking down your hallway. Your right foot steps forward. For a brief moment, all your weight is on your left leg. During that moment, your left gluteus medius should be firing intensely to keep your pelvis level. If it is weak or disconnected, your pelvis drops slightly to the right. You do not notice it. But your body compensates by shifting your torso. That shift changes your center of gravity. Now your right foot lands slightly off balance. Your ankle has to correct. But your perineals are also weak, so the correction is slow. Your knee wobbles inward. Your quadriceps tense up to stabilize. Now you are walking with tight quads, a dropped hip, and a wobbly ankle. And you feel it as heaviness, as fatigue, as instability. But the root cause is not that you are not walking enough. The root cause is that the walking you are doing is not challenging the muscles that prevent that cascade. This is why your legs feel heavy even though your heart rate stays low. You are fatiguing the wrong muscles while the right ones atrophy. And the solution is not more steps. It is different steps. Steps that force those stabilizers to wake up. Steps that reintroduce variability and challenge. So what does that look like in practice? It starts before you even leave the house. Because if you walk out the door with those stabilizers still asleep, you are just reinforcing the same faulty pattern. You need a pre-walk activation routine, 3 minutes. That is all. But those 3 minutes change everything. First movement, side steps with a resistance band around your thighs, just above your knees. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Take 10 slow steps to your right, keeping tension in the band the entire time. Then 10 steps back to your left. This wakes up your gluteus medius and your hip abductors, the muscles that keep your pelvis stable when you are on one leg. You should feel a burn on the outside of your hips. That burn is the signal that those muscles are online. Second movement. Single leg balance with eyes closed. Stand next to a wall or counter for safety, but do not hold on unless you have to. Lift your right foot a few inches off the ground. Close your eyes. Hold for 20 seconds. Switch legs. This forces your ankle stabilizers and your proprioceptive system to activate without visual input. Your body has to rely entirely on the signals coming from your feet and ankles. That is the system that fails first in most seniors. And it is the system that prevents falls in real-world situations when you are not looking down at your feet. Third movement. Backward walking, just 10 steps, slowly. This reverses the motor pattern. Your hip extensors and your posterior chain have to work in a completely different sequence. Your brain has to focus. You cannot do this on autopilot. And that focus, that conscious control, is exactly what reactivates the neuromuscular pathways that forward walking has been ignoring. These 3 movements take less than 3 minutes, but they prepare your body for the walk in a way that makes every step you take afterward more effective. Because now, those stabilizers are awake. Now your nervous system is in active mode, not autopilot mode. And now the walk itself becomes a training session instead of a repetitive motion that reinforces imbalance. But here is the next question. How do you know if your current walking routine is helping or hurting? Let me give you a simple test you can do at home right now. It is called the functional reach test. Stand next to a wall with your right shoulder about 6 inches away from it. Make a fist with your right hand and extend your arm straight out in front of you at shoulder height. Without moving your feet, reach forward as far as you can. Have someone mark where your knuckles are at your starting position and where they end up at your maximum reach. The distance between those 2 points is your reach distance. If you can reach forward more than 10 inches without losing your balance or stepping forward, your dynamic stability is good. If you can only reach 6 to 10 inches, your stability is moderate, and you are at increased risk for falls. If you reach less than 6 inches, your fall risk is high and your current routine is not addressing it. This test measures your ability to shift your center of gravity forward while your stabilizer muscles keep you upright. It is a direct window into whether those muscles are functioning or failing. And if you are in the moderate or high-risk category, more walking is not going to change that number. Targeted activation will. Now let me show you the single most effective movement pattern to replace 15 minutes of aimless walking. I call it the rock and rise. It combines 3 elements that walking alone cannot deliver: weight shift, stabilizer activation, and neuromuscular challenge. Here is how it works. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Shift your weight onto your right leg and lift your left heel off the ground so you are balancing on the ball of your left foot. Now slowly rock forward onto your left toes while simultaneously lifting your right heel. You are transferring your weight from your right leg to your left leg through your toes. Hold that position for 2 seconds. Then reverse it. Rock back onto your right leg and lift your left toes off the ground so only your left heel is touching. Hold for 2 seconds. That is 1 rep. Do 10 reps. Then add the rise. Same movement, but when you rock forward onto your toes, rise up into a calf raise. When you rock back onto your heels, lift your toes as high as you can toward your shins. This forces your calves, your anterior tibialis, your peroneals, and your deep foot intrinsics to activate in sequence. These are the exact muscles that fail during a trip or stumble, and this movement trains them in a way that mimics the real-world demand. Do 3 sets of 10. It takes about 4 minutes, and it delivers more fall prevention benefit than 30 minutes of flat ground walking. Because it is not about duration, it is about specificity. Your body adapts to the demand you place on it. If you demand endurance on flat ground, you get endurance on flat ground. If you demand dynamic stability under variable load, you get dynamic stability under variable load. The rock and rise gives you the second. Walking gives you the first. And for a senior trying to avoid falls, the second is infinitely more valuable. Now, I need to be very clear about something. I'm not telling you to stop moving. I'm not telling you to avoid walking entirely. Movement is essential. Cardiovascular health matters. But if your goal is to prevent falls, to feel stable, to trust your body when you move through your home or your community, then walking alone is not sufficient. And if you are already experiencing instability despite walking daily, then walking without activation is making the problem worse by reinforcing a faulty motor pattern. You need to add variability. You need to challenge your stabilizers. You need to wake up the systems that walking has put to sleep. And you need to do it consistently, not once a week, not when you remember, every single day before you walk. 3 minutes of activation, 4 minutes of rock and rise. That is 7 minutes. And those 7 minutes will do more for your balance than an hour of walking ever could, because they are targeting the right system. Now here is the part that almost no one talks about, the psychological component. When you walk every day and you still feel unsteady, you start to lose confidence. You start to question your body. You start to avoid situations where you might be off balance. You stop reaching for things on high shelves. You stop walking on uneven ground. You stop going places where there might be crowds or unexpected obstacles, and that avoidance creates a vicious cycle. The less you challenge your balance, the worse your balance gets. The worse your balance gets, the more you avoid. And the more you avoid, the smaller your world becomes. This is how independence erodes, not all at once, not with a single catastrophic fall, but gradually, one avoided situation at a time, until you realize you have not left your house in a week, until you realize you are holding on to furniture even in your own living room, until you realize you are afraid. And that fear is not irrational. It is your nervous system telling you the truth. Your stabilizers are not responding. Your body knows it. And your brain is trying to protect you by keeping you in controlled environments. But the solution is not to listen to that fear. The solution is to rebuild the system so the fear is no longer necessary. And that starts with understanding that walking is not the answer. Activation is the answer. Variability is the answer. Challenge is the answer. Walking is just movement, and movement without purpose is just time passing. So here is what I want you to do today. Before your next walk, do the 3-minute activation routine I described. Side steps with resistance, single leg balance with eyes closed, 10 steps backward. Then, go on your walk. But during that walk, add 3 elements. First, change your speed every 2 minutes. Walk fast for 30 seconds. Then, slow for 30 seconds. Then, normal pace. This keeps your nervous system engaged. Second, if it is safe, walk on a slightly uneven surface for at least 5 minutes. Grass, a gravel path, anything that is not perfectly flat. This forces your ankle stabilizers to respond to unpredictable input. Third, stop 3 times during your walk and do 5 single leg stands on each leg. Just lift 1 foot off the ground and hold for 10 seconds. This breaks up the repetitive pattern and reactivates your stabilizers mid-walk.